Hey guys, Baka here. I want to talk about the Unicube bug and exploits that happened recently. If you do know about this already, you can skip to the Monday update timestamp, otherwise to explain what happened and a little bit of my thoughts that were going on during it. On February 22nd, they released Unicubes. The cubes, once used, would select a random line and that specific line could be rerolled. A cube would be used even if it wasn't the correct line. If it selected the correct line, normally you would proceed and it would re-roll that specific line at the cost of a cube. Then you rinse and repeat until you land what you want. But that isn't how the cubes worked on that day. Once selected, players could not hit the proceed button on the line that they wanted, basically rendering the Unicube an absolute waste of your $7. Normally, players here would cancel and just log for the night and wait for the cubes to be fixed, then compensated for the bug. But shortly after, about 5 minutes in, someone who was stuck in the menu decided to CC, and the line that was selected after hitting proceed actually re-rolled. But the reason this bug could be absolutely abused was that it did not use the cube. This essentially allowed players to continuously hit proceed and change channels infinitely, re-rolling that specific line until they landed the prime line of their choice. In the end, players saw this as a natural opportunity to absolutely abuse the bug and exploit to create perfect gear. At first, it was very amusing watching people make 24% crit damage gloves, 39% attack WSE, and even negative 6-second hats. It was absolutely busted. The only thing going through my mind was that this would immediately push a maintenance and for Nexon to pull a rollback. I basically brainstormed what the options were going to be. It's either rollback plus compensation, which I believe was the smartest for Nexon, or specific item rollback plus compensation. I was thinking a ban during the sales as a mean to punish abusers may occur, but Nexon makes less money, so I would assume just a simple rollback. Then, at 4 a.m., an emergency maintenance occurred. I logged for the night. A few hours later, I woke up in the morning to the Maple announcement that the game came back up. No one got banned, and the most shocking part was that there was no rollback. I was quite infuriated, thinking nothing would be done and that those OP items will end up circulating the market. Keep in mind that these cubes still do cost a whopping $68, but players now have literally perfect main potted gears, which can take thousands of dollars to create. Players who held any sort of accountability technically get punished for not participating, while those who are willing to exploit bugs are rewarded. The gear loyal and legit players have is devalued due to the influx of triple prime gears flooding the market. Even on Nexon's part, it is very odd and they lose out on future profits. I was thinking it sets an extremely bad precedence in which encourages players to actually abuse bugs with no fear of any repercussions. I was going to make a video right away, but I did realize that it is the weekend and decided to wait a day after Monday to see if any announcements or changes would be made. Monday came, and a maintenance was posted once again with an announcement of what they plan to do. So, here we are. If you guys don't know about it, I posted the link in the description. Basically, any items that were possibly abused were taken, yes, quite literally taken away, including Genesis weapons, etc., as they think about what they want to do with those items. Now, we sit here waiting for the final decision. I am assuming that the items will be returned to pre-Unicube state, and that the players would possibly be given the cubes back. Some additional notes that I have made talking to people is that not all items were taken back. Seemingly, the cubes had a threshold usage of 5 times before it was flagged and taken. Also, not 100% sure here, but I was also told items that were supposedly cubed normally but landed incredible lines were taken for investigations as well. But, like I said, I can't confirm that. I do wonder if Nexon will take measures to attempt to stop players from abusing bugs, but overall I highly recommend if you value your account to avoid heavily exploiting these bugs, as they do have the power to delete or take items. Of course, I've seen many ways players have tried it to get around this, such as cubing items on alternate accounts and waiting for things to settle in that manner to avoid bans. The drama was actually very two-sided, surprisingly, during all of this, in which people defended those who had exploited, and I agree that it is Nexon's mistake, but all this could have been avoided with a simple server rollback. I did not roll the cubes myself, and many assumed my displeasure came from not exploiting despite having the chance to, but it was mostly about the precedents that the whole incidents created. Okay, on to some of my strong opinions and feedback. I play very honestly, and I am a diehard fan of MapleStory. I have played for 5 years consistently on this character, and my love for the game comes from my marathon of a journey and the progress I have made with the consistency of my work. So, of course, I'd be disappointed if players who spent $68 got gear that I would never dream of getting despite my many hours of investment. I'm not the type to truly gatekeep, but I do have a sense of value in the time that I put in. It's what an MMO is about. Despite this, I always want the game to power creep and move the player base forward as we get new gears and new skills. Progressions should be easier over time, and players should be able to access the harder content as they put in the hours and earn money. I don't believe it's right for somebody that because they were available at just the right time to abuse something to get such an extreme lead over another player's hard work. If I wanted to simply be powerful and clear bosses, I would just play a private server. So, in the end, I hope Nexon makes the correct decisions to keep the health of the game stable and set an example to not bug abuse and to keep things fair for players now and in the future. To wrap this up, thank you guys for watching. Feel free to comment down below what your thoughts are, and I will see you guys next time.